Listen up, because what I'm about to tell you will change everything. You've been running. You've been chasing. You've been begging for love, for attention, for validation. And guess what? It's not coming. Not like that. And I know that burns. I know it feels like a knife in the gut. But today you're going to break free. Listen to me and listen closely, because this is going to hit hard. If you are the one chasing, you are destroying the very thing you want the most. You think that proving your love, showing your commitment, always being there, always answering, always reaching out is going to make them love you back. But let me tell you, the truth, chasing doesn't create love. It kills it. Attraction doesn't work that way. Love doesn't work that way. And if you keep running after someone who keeps running away from you, you will lose every single time. Right now, I need you to hear this loud and clear. When you chase, you are telling them, I am beneath you. I am waiting for your approval. I need you to tell me that I am worthy. And guess what happens when you do that? They start to believe you. They start to see you as someone who is desperate, someone who doesn't value themselves, someone who will always be available no matter how little they give in return. And the worst part, the moment they sense that, they lose all respect for you. They might keep you around as an option. They might respond just enough to keep you hooked. But deep down, they do not feel the same fire that you do. You want them to feel something for you. You want them to wake up and realize your worth. Then stop chasing. Because the moment you stop, the moment you pull back your energy, the moment you reclaim your self-worth, that's when the dynamic flips. But here's the problem, most of you won't do it. You're too afraid. You think that if you stop chasing, you'll lose them forever. But let me ask you this. If someone walks away from you the second you stop chasing, did you ever really have them to begin with? Were they ever really there? Or were you just forcing something that was never meant to be? Let that sink in. Chasing is a sign of insecurity. It's a sign of fear. It's a sign that you believe they are above you. But listen to me, you are not beneath anyone. You are not someone's backup plan. You are not someone who should have to beg for the bare minimum. And if someone is making you feel like you have to chase them, then they are the ones who don't deserve you. But you've been programmed to think differently. You've been trained to believe that love means proving yourself, that if you just hold on a little longer, if you just show them how much you care, they will finally see your worth. But that's not how it works. That's never how it works. The moment you start chasing, you send a message, I need you more than you need me. And nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. People are drawn to confidence, to mystery, to those who stand in their own power. When you chase, you strip yourself of all of that. You give away your power. You make them the prize, and you become the beggar. And let me tell you something, no one is attracted to someone who begs. So why do you do it? Why do you keep running after people who don't appreciate you? Because deep down, you are afraid of being alone. You are afraid of facing yourself. You would rather chase someone who gives you breadcrumbs than stand alone in your full strength. But let me ask you something. What if you stopped? What if instead of running after them, you turned around and ran toward yourself? What if you put all that energy, all that effort, all that love into you? What if you decided right here, right now, that you will never again lower yourself for someone who can't even see your worth? Because that is what this is about. This isn't about them. This isn't about getting them back. This is about you stepping into your power and realizing that you were never meant to chase. You were meant to attract. You were meant to stand so strong, so confident, so undeniable that the right person will recognize your value instantly. But that can't happen if you keep chasing the wrong one. So let me ask you, are you done? Are you done waiting by your phone? Are you done overanalyzing their every move? Are you done lowering yourself just to get a fraction of their attention? Because the second you decide you're done, everything changes. The second you stop running after them, they either wake up and realize they're about to lose someone incredible, or they walk away for good. And let me tell you something, you win in both scenarios, because if they wake up, you got your power back. And if they leave, they were never yours to begin with. You are the prize. You are the one who needs to be chased, but you have to act, see, like it. And that starts today. That starts right now. So take a deep breath and let them go. Because when you stop chasing, that's when you finally start winning. Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you will shake you to your core. This is the truth no one tells you. The hard, brutal, in-your-face truth that will set you free. But are you ready for it? The avoidant feels nothing when you chase them. Nothing. I know that burns. I know it stings. But you need to hear it, because right now you are running yourself into the ground, pouring out your love, your energy, your soul, trying to prove your worth to someone who doesn't feel the same way. And it's not because you're not good enough. It's not because you're not lovable. It's because they are wired differently. They don't process emotions the way you do. Every time you reach out, every time you send that long text, every time you beg them to talk, to explain, to just give you something, they are not feeling the same pain you are. They are not sitting there analyzing every little word. They are not lying awake at night feeling guilty for hurting you. You know what they're doing. They're pulling away even further. They're feeling relieved that they have control. They're feeling reassured that they don't have to do anything because you are doing all the work. Let that sink in. You are over here breaking yourself in half, giving them every ounce of your love, your time, your energy, thinking if I just show them how much I care, they'll finally see my worth. But that's not how it works. That's never how it works. Because the avoidant doesn't feel closer to you when you chase them. They feel smothered. They feel suffocated. They feel like you are trying to control them, even when all you're doing is asking for basic connection. And the more you push, the more they shut down. The more you reach out, the more they distance themselves. And the worst part, the entire time you think it's your fault. You start blaming yourself. Maybe I'm too much. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should just be patient. Stop. It's not you. It's their nature. It's their pattern. It's their fear of intimacy. Their inability to connect the way you do. And the second you understand that, the second you wake up to the fact that nothing you do will make them love you the way you love them, you are free. Think about this. How many times have you been left hanging? How many times have you sent a message, poured out your heart, and got nothing back? A dry response, an emoji, silence. And yet you convince yourself that maybe they're just busy. Maybe they're just different. Maybe they just love in their own way. No. Let me tell you what's actually happening. They see your message. They read your words. And instead of feeling closer to you, they feel in control. They know they don't have to do anything because you will always be there. You will always reach out. You will always keep the connection alive. And that means they don't have to. And that's why they don't feel the same pain when you chase them. Because deep down, they know you're not going anywhere. They know they can disappear for days, weeks, months, and the second they decide to come back, you will be right there waiting. That's why they don't panic when you cry. That's why they don't rush to fix things when you beg them to talk. Because they don't feel the urgency you feel. And the reason they don't feel it, because they've never had to. You've always done all the work. But here's where everything shifts. The second you stop chasing, the second you stop feeding their ego, the second you decide you're done giving energy to someone who gives you crumbs, and let me tell you, that's the moment they actually start feeling something. Because for the first time, they feel your absence. For the first time, they feel the silence. For the first time, they don't have control. And that is the only thing that ever gets their attention. Not your love. Not your effort. Not your tears. The only thing that makes an avoidant notice you is when you're gone. But here's the thing you're not doing. No contact is a game. You're not walking away to manipulate them into chasing you. You're doing it because you deserve better. You're doing it because you are not meant to be the only one trying. You are not meant to spend your life proving your worth to someone who can't even appreciate it. You are not meant to love someone into loving you back. That's not love. That's self-betrayal. And the moment you truly get this, the moment you accept that your chasing will never make them feel what you feel, you take your power back. Because now you're not sitting by your phone waiting. Now you're not checking their social media hoping for a sign. Now you're not lowering yourself just to get a scrap of attention. You're done. And when you're done, when you truly stop chasing, they finally feel what you felt all along, emptiness. But by then, you won't care because you'll be too busy stepping into your power. You think this is love. You think this pain, this obsession, this constant need to be validated is just because you care so much. Let me tell you the truth that no one else will. This isn't love. This is addiction. This is a chemical, psychological, emotional addiction that has been wired into your brain, and until you break free from it, you will keep repeating the same cycle over and over again, chasing people who don't even value you. You wake up thinking about them. You go to sleep thinking about them. Every time they message you, you get that rush, your heart races, your stomach flips, and for a moment, everything feels right in the world. And then, silence, distance, the high fades, and suddenly you're drowning, you're anxious. You're overanalyzing every word, every moment, every pause between texts. And then you do exactly what an addict does when they're in withdrawal. You reach out, you chase, you beg for another hit of validation. And maybe, just maybe, they throw you a little attention, just enough to pull you back in. Just enough to keep you hooked. And the cycle repeats. You don't want this to be true. You want to believe that what you're feeling is deep, once-in-a-lifetime love, that your connection is special, that if you just hold on a little longer, they'll finally see how much you mean to them. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is you are stuck in a loop, and your brain has convinced you that the only way to feel okay is to get their approval. That's not love. That's dependency. That's trauma bonding. That's your nervous system screaming at you, reliving the same old wounds from your past, making you think that if you can just win this spurring over, you'll finally be at peace. But let's get brutally honest right now. Has chasing them ever given you peace? Has begging for their attention ever made you feel whole? Has any moment of validation from them ever lasted, or has it always faded, leaving you right back where you started, empty, anxious, and craving more? That's what addiction does. It gives you a high, a rush, a moment where everything feels perfect, just long enough to make you keep coming back for more. And every time you come back, you lose a little more of yourself. Look at how much of your energy is being drained. Look at how much of your self-worth is wrapped up in their response. Look at how much control they have over your emotions. They don't even have to do anything, they just exist, and your entire world revolves around them. One text from them and you're soaring. One ignored message and you're in a free fall. That's not love. That's not a soul connection. That's a wound playing itself out again and again, making you chase something that will never fill you. But here's the worst part. Your brain is tricking you into believing that if you just hold on, if you just fight harder, if you just love them enough, they'll finally give you what you need. But the truth is that no amount of love will ever make an avoidant love you back the way you love them. No amount of proving yourself will ever make them change, because this was never about them. This was about you. This was about the version of you that still believes they have to earn love. The version of you that thinks if you stop chasing, you'll be alone forever. The version of you that is terrified of walking away because you don't know who you are without this cycle. But let me tell you something. You are not here to be an addict to someone's inconsistent affection. You are not here to spend your life trapped in anxiety, waiting for someone to decide if you're worth it. You are not here to be someone's afterthought. The second you realize that your attachment is an addiction, the second you see it for what it is, you take your power back. Because now you're not chasing. Now you're not waiting. Now, you're not looking at your phone hoping they'll throw you a crumb of attention. You're done. And let me tell you, when you finally step away, when you finally go through the withdrawal, when you finally sit with the pain instead of running back to them, something incredible happens. You heal. You stop looking for your worth in someone else's validation. You stop giving your power away. You stop living in constant emotional chaos. And suddenly the things that used to control you, the anxiety, the obsession, the desperate need for their attention, it disappears. Because now you see the truth. You were never addicted to them. You were addicted to the feeling they gave you, the temporary relief, the illusion that they were the answer to your pain. But they never were, and they never will be, because the answer was always inside you. And the second you stop chasing the high, you finally start living. The second you stop chasing, everything shifts. The entire game changes, the energy flips. And listen to me, because this is the most powerful move you will ever make in your life. You have spent so much time running after them, waiting on them, analyzing their every move. And what has it gotten you? Anxiety, uncertainty, pain. And they have felt nothing. They have sat there, completely unaffected, knowing that no matter what they do, no matter how little they give, you will always be there. They have had all the power, but when you stop chasing, when you pull back every ounce of your energy, when you finally walk away, they feel it. They feel the emptiness you used to feel. They feel the void you once carried. And suddenly they're the ones thinking. They're the ones wondering. They're the ones realizing that the thing they took for granted is slipping away. But let's be real, most of you are terrified to do this because you think the second you stop chasing, they'll forget you. You think they'll move on like you never existed. You think you'll lose them forever. But let me ask you something, what do you really have right now? Do you have a real relationship? Do you have real love? Or do you have a constant state of waiting, hoping, grasping at straws, reading into mixed signals, trying to decode every little thing they do? That's not love. That's survival mode. That's fear disguised as devotion. And as long as you keep chasing, you will never be free. Chasing tells them that you are willing to settle, that you will take whatever crumbs they give you, that they never have to step up, never have to commit, never have to truly value, because you will always do the work for them. And let me tell you, the moment someone knows you will never leave, they stop trying. They stop showing up. They stop caring, because in their mind, you are already conquered. But when you stop chasing, when you finally break the cycle, when you reclaim your power, they feel something they never expected to feel loss. Because here's what they never considered: the moment you stop, the moment you pull back, the moment you finally say, I'm done, is the moment they realize you were the one holding it all together. It wasn't them. It wasn't fate. It wasn't destiny. It was you, your effort, your energy, your love, your constant attempts to make things work. And now they have to sit in the silence. Now they have to feel what it's like when you're no longer there, waiting, hoping, trying. Now they have to face themselves. Let me tell you something, they won't like it. Because when you were chasing, when you were overgiving, when you were proving your worth, they had an easy out. They could always tell themselves that they weren't the problem, that they just weren't ready, that they needed space, that they weren't sure about their feelings. But now they can't hide behind excuses. Now they have to sit with the truth. You were valuable. You were rare. You were something they may never find again. But here's the thing, you're not doing this to make them miss you. You're not doing this to manipulate them into coming back. You're doing this because you deserve more. You're doing this because you were never meant to chase love. You were meant to be pursued, cherished, respected. And if someone cannot see your worth while you are standing in front of them, they do not deserve the privilege of your presence. And I know what you're thinking. What if they really don't care? What if I walk away and they never come back? Then let me tell you the truth that will set you free. If they don't care, they never did. And that should be all the proof you need that you were chasing the wrong person to begin with. Because the right person will never put you in a position where you have to beg for their time, their effort,